Welcome back to the board. Today, two of the strongest shogi engines face off, gikou2_1c moving first, as sent, against Suisho5_750_ for 73 STB_1000K. Let's follow it quietly, move by move. Sent plays the pawn to 76. Goat pushes the pawn to 34. Sent pushes the pawn to 26. Goat pushes the pawn to 54. Sent pushes the pawn to 25. Goat swings the rook to 52. Sent plays the gold to 58, as Goat has just swung the rook across, indicating a ranging rook approach. Goat moves the king to 62, tucking it safely into a castle. Sent plays the king to 68, tucking it safely into a castle. Goat pushes the pawn to 55. Sent plays the silver to 48. Goat plays the bishop to 33. Sent moves their king to 78. Goat plays the silver to 42. Sent plays the silver to 68. And Goat's king moves to 72. Sent pushes the pawn to 36. Goat brings the silver to 53. Sent plays the silver to 37. Goat responds by playing their silver to 44. Sent brings their silver to 46. Goat plays the pawn to 94. Sent plays the silver to 77, an inaccuracy that the engine preferred to replace with the knight to 37, and the game now clearly favors Sent. Goat pushes the pawn to 95. Sent plays the silver to 66, a mistake that clearly favors Goat, with the engine preferring silver to 86 instead. Goat plays the silver to 62. Sent brings their knight to 37. Goat swings their rook to 51. Sent's rook moves to 29. Goat's gold advances to 32. Sent plays the knight to 45, an inaccuracy which the engine preferred to see the king move to 79 instead, and the game now clearly favors Sent. Goat plays the bishop to 42. Sent pushes the pawn to 35, an inaccuracy that the engine thought should have been silver captures the pawn on 55, and the game now clearly favors Sent. Goat silver captures the pawn on 35. Sent silver captures the pawn on 55. Goat's knight advances to 33. Sent's knight captures the knight on 33, promoting to a promoted knight. Goat's bishop captures the promoted knight on 33. Sent drops a knight on 45. Goat's bishop captures the silver on 55. Sent silver captures the bishop on 55. Goat drops a knight on 84. Sent pushes the pawn to 24, a mistake the engine felt was worse than 75, and now the game clearly favors Sent. Goat captures the pawn on 24. Sent drops a pawn to 33. Goat plays the gold to 31. Sent drops a bishop on 23. Goat's knight takes the pawn on 76. Sent plays the bishop to 66. Goat's rook takes the silver on 55. Sent's bishop takes the rook on 55. Goat brings their silver to 44. Sent's bishop captures the silver on 44, a blunder that clearly favors Sent, with the engine preferring the bishop to 66 instead. Goat's pawn captures the bishop on 44. Sent's bishop captures the pawn on 34, promoting to a horse, a blunder as the engine preferred dropping a silver on 77, and the game now clearly favors Sent. Goat drops a bishop on 88. Sent drops a pawn on 77. Goat's bishop captures the lance on 99, promoting to a horse. Sent's pawn takes the knight on 76. Goat drops a silver on 88. Sent moves their king to 68. Goat drops a pawn on 52. Sent plays the pawn to 32, promoting to a token, a mistake. The engine preferred dropping a knight on 54 instead, and the game now clearly favors cent. Goat captures the token on 32 with the gold. Cent drops a knight to 54, but the engine preferred 33, promoting it to a promoted knight. This move is a mistake, and the game now clearly favors cent. Goat's pawn captures the knight on 45. Cent's knight captures the silver on 62, promoting to a promoted knight, with check. Goat's gold captures the promoted knight on 62. Cent drops a rook on 41, an inaccuracy that clearly favors cent now, with the engine preferring a silver drop on 51 instead, as cent has swung the rook across, a ranging rook approach. Goat drops a silver on 71. Cent moves the horse to 44. Goat's horse captures the knight on 89. Cent plays the gold to 78, a blunder that clearly favors cent, though the engine preferred dropping a silver there instead. Goat drops a knight on 64. Cent drops a silver on 65, which was a blunder, as the engine preferred dropping a silver on 85 instead, and the game now clearly favors cent. Goat drops a knight on 84. Cent drops a silver on 85, a blunder that clearly favors goat. The engine preferred capturing the knight on 64 instead. Goat's knight captures the pawn on 76 with check. Cent's silver captures the knight on 76, a move the engine actually preferred. And goat immediately takes back with knight captures silver on 76, delivering check. Cent takes back by capturing the knight on 76 with their silver. Goat plays their gold to 42, but cent is clearly on top now. Cent's rook captures the gold on 42, promoting to a dragon, which swings the balance towards cent. Goat drops a silver on 53, but the balance still swings towards cent. Cent's horse captures the silver on 53, a blunder, as the engine preferred the gold capturing the silver on 88 instead, and the game now clearly favors cent. Goat's gold captures the horse on 53. Cent's rook captures the horse on 89, and the balance swings toward goat. Goat's silver captures the rook on 89. Cent plays the dragon to 41. Goat drops a lance on 61. Cent drops a knight on 75, which was a mistake, as the engine preferred a gold to 88 instead, and the game now clearly favors cent. Goat drops a bishop on 74. Cent plays the gold to 79, a blunder that the engine preferred to see on 88, and the game now clearly favors goat. Goat drops a knight on 84. Cent drops a silver on 85, a blunder that clearly favors cent, though the engine preferred this move. Goat's knight takes the silver on 76 with check. The engine preferred this move, which is interesting as it was a blunder. Cent's silver captures the knight on 76. Goat drops a rook to 39. Cent drops a knight to 59. Goat responds by dropping a silver to 65. Cent captures the silver on 65 with their silver, a blunder that clearly favors cent, with the engine preferring silver to 85 instead. Goat captures the silver on 65 with their bishop. Cent drops a silver to 66, a blunder that clearly favors goat, though the engine preferred the gold capturing the silver on 89. Goat plays the bishop captures the pawn on 87, promoting to a horse, but cent is clearly on top now. Cent drops a knight on 84, checking goat. Goat's king moves to 82, and cent is clearly on top now. Cent's dragon captures the lance on 61, and cent is clearly on top now. Goat's king moves to 93. Cent's dragon takes the silver on 71, and with that, cent is clearly on top. Goat's king moves to 94, though cent is clearly on top. Cent's dragon captures the knight on 81, and cent is clearly on top now. Goat's horse plays to 86, checking the king. Cent drops a silver on 77, and is clearly on top now. Goat plays the silver to 78, promoting it to a promoted silver, with check. Cent's gold captures the promoted silver on 78, and now Cent has a forced checkmate. Goat's rook captures the knight on 59, promoting to a dragon, with check, but Cent still has a forced checkmate. Cent's king captures the dragon on 59, and Cent still has a forced checkmate. Goat plays the horse captures the silver on 77, with check, but Cent still has a forced checkmate. Cent plays the gold captures the horse on 77, and Cent now has a forced checkmate. Goat drops a silver on 68, checking the king, but Cent still has a forced checkmate. Cent's king captures the silver on 68, which was a blunder, as the engine preferred the gold to capture. However, Cent still has a forced checkmate. Goat drops a silver on 59 with check, but Cent still has a forced checkmate. Cent captures the silver on 59 with the gold, a blunder that means Cent now has a forced checkmate, though the engine preferred the king capturing instead. Goat drops a knight on 56 with check, but Cent still has a forced checkmate. Cent plays the pawn captures the knight on 56, and now has a forced checkmate. Goat responds by pushing the pawn to 14, but Cent still has a forced checkmate here. Cent plays the dragon captures the pawn on 83, with check, a blunder as the engine preferred drops a bishop on 76 instead, but Cent still has a forced checkmate here. Goat's king moves to 85, but Cent still has a forced checkmate here. Cent drops a gold on 76 with check, which the engine preferred as dropping a bishop on 76 instead, and this is a blunder, as the game now clearly favors Goat. And there it is, gikou2_1c takes the game. Thank you for sitting with me at the board. I'll see you at the next one.